Hi, I'm Don from DonDronesOn. Today we're going to be reviewing this drone, the Loolinn Z6 Pro, and here it is here. It's a sub 250 gram drone. These Loolinn guys have sent me a number of drones in the past. Fun little indoor drones, absolutely a hoot to fly, just a lot of fun. Sorry about the construction noise. Of course they started up as soon as I started filming. Anyway, this drone is a little more serious. Even though it is below 250 grams, this is $279 Canadian on Amazon. It's got two cameras, one on the front, one on the bottom, which is kind of unique. It does have GPS, so return to home, all that kind of stuff. My expectations are really high. So let's check it out. So here's what comes in the box with the Z6 Pro. You get the drone itself, which has a camera on the front that's adjustable from your app. It's also got a camera on the bottom. Does not come with an SD card to store your video on. It does fold up nice and neat. Comes with a controller that you can hold your smartphone in. The phone is optional, you can fly without it. Comes with two batteries. This is one, the other ones I've got in the drone. And two chargers that plug into any USB power outlet, and they just plug in this way like that, and it's easy to plug in, and there's lights that go on and off, and it'll tell you about that. Also comes with a packet of extra propellers and a screwdriver to put them on, and the extra screws are in that little packet as well. And it all goes in this nice case. It's got a little pocket at the front for your instruction manual, which is quite comprehensive and is in multiple languages, and there's a quick start guide as well. So nice little case. So everything you need comes in the box. Oh, by the way, the controller itself is also rechargeable with a micro USB, and it all folds up and everything goes in the case. Okay, so let's get started. I've got my drone set up, my phone's in the controller held securely with this little doodad here, and we'll get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pair the controller to the drone, and that's important because I'll be controlling it with these joysticks, and we want everything to be secure. And then we're going to link the app on my phone to the drone as well. There's no actual connection between the phone and the controller. It's controller to drone and phone to drone. All right, step one, push the on-off button on the controller. You'll see a light flashing there rapidly. That anytime there's something flashing rapidly like that means it wants you to do something. So the thing it wants me to do is to turn on the drone. A slightly long press. There's a positive tone there, and the lights on the drone light up, showing that the battery is fully charged. So at this point, the two devices are turned on. To pair them or connect them, take your left controller up and down. Light stops flashing on the controller. All right, that's that step done. Now let's look at the app on the phone. So the first thing we want to do is we want to connect the phone to the Wi-Fi signal that's actually being generated by the drone. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our internet connection here. We're going to look for that drone. There it is there, the drone Wi-Fi 5G. Tap it. It says it is connected. Gives me some details here. It does say that it's connected to the device, and it does say that it can't provide internet, which is fairly obvious. Okay, so now let's launch the Loolinn Air app. Brings it up very quickly, gives you some options and so forth here, and we tap preparation. First thing it wants you to do, and this is really super critical if you want to have stable flight, is to calibrate your drone. And there's two parts to this calibration, your gyro and your compass. So it says put the aircraft in a horizontal position, turn on the power, click calibrate button, and the lights will be flashing. And it is complete. So I've got solid green lights on the bottom. These little things on the bottom of the legs are actually LEDs. That's our gyro calibration complete. Now it wants the compass calibration. Click compass calibration button or press it on the remote control. There's actually a button to do that right on the control. The lights will go from always on to slowly flashing. And at that point you're going to spin the drone horizontally, slowly. So I'm going to push compass calibration, and it's going to prompt me. Whoops, it says calibration failed. Just one moment. And it wants you to spin the drone slowly, as horizontally as you can, until those lights start flashing fast. And now it wants you to do it vertically. And when they stop flashing, which they have, we're ready to go. So there's a couple ways that we can start this, but actually I'm going to start the camera going first. Go into video mode, start recording. I did put an SD card in there, and we're going to start right now. So it's flying very nicely, nice and steady. So I'm going to do a little box pattern. I'll go forward, I'll go left. It is drifting a little bit, but not too badly. Come back towards me a little bit. So it's flying quite nicely. I really like this. The gimbal on the camera is not stabilized, so you can see that anytime I move the drone, it is the imagery on the drone for video is moving around. Just going to adjust my camera. So you can see it's moving around a little bit, but pretty darn good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down to the end of the field. Turn it around and bring it back. Okay, I've got this in slow mode. I'm going to push the right joystick once. It beeps twice to indicate that it's in fast mode. Let's see how it goes now. Much more responsive. It is a little unstable, as in it's kind of wavering around in the sky a little bit. Bring it back a little closer. Hello. Wave at the drone. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take it down. The wind has come up a little bit. I'm going to take it down to the end of the field and try to do a return to home. So the return to home function is designed as an emergency feature in case you lose control or anything like that. So I'm going to push the button. It says going home. It first rises to 20 meters, flies home, and attempts to land at approximately the same spot as I took off. Should be able to see it on the camera at this point. I can cancel that at any point if I wish, but it's coming down not too bad, about 2 meters away from the launch point, and it stops the props. So that's pretty darn good. So one other thing I want to try is the camera. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around so it's facing me and use the little toggle to move the camera downwards and now upwards. Okay, well, that doesn't seem to work for some reason. It's not adjusting the gimbal angle. I tried it earlier and it did work, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to change the camera to the down camera. There's the image directly below the drone. Am I on the camera? There I am. It's a very saturated image on the phone, at least. Let me switch that. Oh, wait a minute, that's not recording. Okay, so there we're recording. Hello up there. That's the direct down camera. Kind of interesting. Okay, I'm going to bring it back and attempt a manual landing right on the pad. Always best when you're doing this sort of thing to have the drone facing away from you. That way the controls are quite natural. Whoops. Okay, well, I didn't land on the pad, but there we go. So there we have it, the Loolinn Z6 Pro drone. It's a sub 250 gram drone. Most important feature, it's got GPS. So it's nice and stable when flying. And if you do lose connection with it for whatever reason, it will return reasonably close to where it took off. Not too bad. It's got 2 cameras on it, which is quite unique. One on the front and one on the bottom. Not gimbal controlled, so your video will be a little shaky as it moves around. Still, photography will be very good. So not a bad little starter drone. And it's got a bunch of other automated features. I didn't even try them out. Tracking people, gesture control, things like that. Those are fun sometimes. I personally don't use them very often at all. But yeah, so the Loolinn Z6 Pro drone. Have a look. There's a link in the description below this video. Thanks for watching. Safe and happy flying.